Hey, it's the Midnight Raven, and today we're doing a murder story. This is a story called Murder in the Workhouse. Now, you have all been asking for more mysteries, true crime, and macabre stuff, and today is no exception. Today we're looking at a story called Murder in the Workhouse, dating back to 1829. So if you're ready to come on this spooky tale with me, then let's get into this story. So a man handed a paper parcel into a workhouse and hurried away, beginning a sequence. It was around February 1829, and the city of Norwich, comprised of narrow streets and a large number of people living in unfortunate, squalid conditions. A workhouse would offer relief to such people. Thomas Briggs had little choice. He was cancer-stricken and needed constant care and feeding through tubes. His wife lived away from him at the workhouse, visiting him in intervals. She recently told him that she was pregnant with another man's child. Now, John Stratford had an untarnished reputation and had a respected family. He was a working man and he worked at the White Swan pub. He lived with his wife and 6 children in a small house in St. Faith's Lane. Now, John's downfall was by another woman. He had an intimate relationship with Jane Briggs, the wife of Thomas Briggs. They started dating when Thomas entered the workhouse. Now, in February, halfway through her pregnancy, she told her husband about the baby, but didn't identify the father. Now, John was determined to kill Thomas, hastening a already dying man's death. So, how to murder without detection? Well, using, of course, an innocent third party and, of course, an undetectable poison would also be used. So, Charles Cross kept a chemist and knew John. Now, John had come into the store many times speaking of a problem with local rats. John purchased some powdered arsenic, and on the 11th of February, Susan, a kitchen servant at the warehouse, saw a man at the window wearing a black apron and carrying a brown paper bag. He was delivering a parcel for Mr. Briggs. Susan took the parcel, opened it, and revealed what she believed to be a bag of flour. Now, the bag of flour was put in a cupboard and was used in the workhouse. Now, on March the 2nd, the flour was used to make dumplings by John's wife. So, John gave the dumplings to his young son and other inmates of the workhouse. Now, many of these inmates would become sick and ill. John suffered the worst and summoned a doctor who said that John was now dying. It was believed that the dumpling dough was the cause, but John unfortunately would die at 6:15 p.m. that evening. The other inmates would also recover, including his son. A post-mortem would show arsenic in a considerable amount. John and Jane were arrested that morning, protesting their innocence, of course. Police would search John's home and Job's workshop and would find arsenic. A jury took just a quarter of an hour and returned a verdict, of course, of guilty for the murder of John. Now, John and Jane would be released, but John was sentenced to death by hanging, and his body was dissected. John's family were allowed a farewell as he saw his wife and 6 children, his brothers and his wife, before being hanged to death. John Stratford was hung. His body was hung on public display and viewed by thousands of passers-by. John became the last person in Norfolk to suffer the final indignity of the sentence of dissection, and no longer after 1832 was a body then dissected in public viewing. Now, this is an unfortunate story of a wife who became pregnant by another man and then deciding to get rid of her husband in such a way. But unfortunately, poison is not necessarily undetectable, even if it is baked to a high amount. Most arsenics are detectable, and there is little to no way to kill someone undetected nowadays using poison due to forensic science and advances. So if you are new to my channel and you enjoyed this little short story called Murder in the Workhouse, continue to watch my channel for more spooky and macabre and mysterious crime stories, and I will see you very soon for another video. Take care, thanks for watching, and just remember, next time you have dumplings, just check what flour they were made with, and I'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Have a spooky day. Bye guys.